Welcome back. In today's mini lesson, I want to talk about the 3 stages of initiation. So what I mean by that is that you can begin an attack or a technique, begin executing an attack or a technique from 3 natural stances or states of doing it. And of course, there's unlimited of them in between, but I'm talking about 3 major ones that we're going to see next. So the very first one is obviously a fighting stance. So from fighting stance, you can initiate any technique. So let's just take one technique today as an example, a jab punch, extended jab punch, right? So from a fighting stance, all you do, you just throw it out. Nice and easy, right? You're all ready to go, and you just throw the jab out. But how many times, in reality, you're going to be prepared in this position when you need to execute the jab punch or any technique for that matter? I'm going to tell you, not many. Most of the time, you're going to get attacked by a sneak attack, and you're not going to be ready. You're not going to be in a fighting stance. So for that reason, there's 3 states of initiation. So that's fighting stance, that's number 1. That's the most optimal one. If you can be right in your fighting stance with defensive position and offensive position, that's perfect. But not a lot of times you can do that. The second one, and we're going from the most optimal one to the least. So the second one is the one in between, where you're still kind of in a fighting stance, but you have your hands down. So let's say you started from here and then you stepped forward, and that's where you ended up. That's a fighting stance. Well, I mean, that as far as footwork is concerned, it's a fighting stance, but your hands are not yet ready. But let's say you need to initiate an attack from this position. So I want you to practice that too. So when you initiate an attack from this position, as soon as you attack, not just your lead hand goes out, in this case because we're doing a jab punch, but your rear hand goes up at the same time into the defensive position. So from here, right away, right? Boom. Right away, attack, bring the attacking hand back, and you're back into the fighting stance. So you always want to end up if you begin from the least prepared position, you want to end up in the most prepared position or the most optimal one. So the third stage of initiation is neutral, the most common one. You're just going to be standing square like that. So you're going to learn to throw an attack from here too. You kind of got to do like a little kick. So if I'm going to throw a right jab punch, which left or right doesn't make any difference from this position if your opponent is dead center. So if you're going to do a right jab punch, you want to throw your right leg forward as you throw the punch, because you need to rotate your body into the side, into the fighting stance. So at the same time, boom, you rotate, boom, you throw the right leg forward, boom, and you rotate into the fighting stance. All right, so from neutral, boom, boom, into ready. So again, there's a neutral stance, and after you execute an attack, you get into the ready stance. There's a middle part, which, I mean, you can call it whichever way you want. I call it a side stance because I'm standing in sideways. From here, execute an attack and get into the fighting stance. And of course, there's also the fighting stance where all you need to do is just execute an attack, nice and easy. So I like to practice and mix it up once in a while with these 3 stages of initiation. So you can do a kick too. Let's say you do from neutral, boom, front kick, and then fighting stance from the side, front kick, fighting stance, from fighting stance, front kick. Well, for the front kick, for lead front kick, it makes no difference from if you're in here with hands down or hands up, obviously, because you're kicking. But still, you want to practice those 3 stages of initiation just to get your body used to and become comfortable with throwing attacks from different angles. Well, not different angles, but from different starting positions. So you don't get caught off guard. What if if you're standing this way and someone throws you a punch, boom, you can even step back also, boom, and get into the fighting stance and intercept their punch at the same time. So keep that in mind too. You don't necessarily have to step forward from the neutral position. You can step back as well. So it all depends on the situation, but try to practice these 3 states of initiation whenever you can. If you're doing your regular jab punch or whatever punch drills. Mix it up by, let's say you do 20 from a fighting stance, 20 from hands down, 20 from neutral position, stepping forward, 20 from neutral position, stepping back. Just have fun with it. Just mix it around and try different things. So that was today's tip and today's mini lesson. I know it's not a follow along lesson, but it's just a little brief, quick tip that's hopefully gonna help you out in the future. Until I see you next time.